Democrats are already bracing for a hostile Trump transition, as if the Democrats are going to win the election in 2020. Furthermore, Democrats are bracing for the possibility that if President Donald Trump loses the 2020 election, he and his aides will bungle a smooth handover of power and maybe even try to outright sabotage the transition. Kind of sounds familiar. At least one outside group that works with the 2020 Democratic campaign has quickly launched a transition-related effort designed to offer an early look at the landscape that awaits them if they oust Trump. Separately, a prominent good government organization, the Partnerships for Public Service, is openly appealing to Trump and his Democratic opponents to start thinking early about transition planning, even if it comes across as presumptuous. And one leading Democrat president candidate, Elizabeth Warren, just days ago unveiling a plan that, among other things, described how she would move quickly to staff the government if she wins the White House. In the plan, Warren voices the fears of many Democrats. This will be no ordinary transaction between the administration, she states. Unlike previous transitions, we will not be able to assume good faith cooperation on the part of the outgoing administration. That sounds real familiar. History. Read your history, people. The Democrats are making transition-related moves more than 9 months before Election Day, underscores not only their distrust of Trump, but also their reality that taking over the U.S. government is a mammoth task with high stakes. Any government is especially vulnerable during the transition of power, and Democrats who deal with national security are among those most concerned about a Trump to Democrat handover. Early transition is tricky given the thousands of positions that need to be filled and the array of policy priorities a new team wants to pursue. But several Democrats attached to different 2020 campaigns mentioned very specific concerns about what a Trump departure could mean. All spoke on conditions of unanimity because of sensitivity of the issue and because no campaign wants to be seen as assuming that Trump will lose. The Democrats said they worry that Trump's political appointees won't meet with the incoming team, that there will be little, if any, paperwork left behind to guide them, and that what documents are shredded will be trustworthy. Well, does this sound familiar to you people at all? Some fear that Trump aides will destroy paper trails related to controversial issues not to mention quietly push through last-minute initiatives that could construct the next administration, that could constrict the next administration's ability to tackle hot button issues such as immigration or relations with Iran. Some Democrats fear they will have to devote precious time in the early weeks of a new administration piecing together what happened under Trump on a range of areas. And that's all if Trump accepts the election results and agrees to leave. All of this sounds very, very, very familiar. I swear, very familiar, people. This could be the most hostile, least professional transaction in American history. It could be, but it's not because of the last handover. A former senior official in the Barack Obama administration said, and the new administration will have to spend the early period when it should be hitting the ground running underneath buried bodies. One center-left organization, National Security Action, is already coordinating more than a dozen working groups focusing on specific areas such as climate change, China, and defense policies with the goal of producing transition-related information for the eventual Democrat nominee. This is from Politico, people, from Politico. The organization, which is led by former top officials in the Obama administration, declined to give many details about the initiative. Oh, really? But its leaders say the goal isn't to endorse particular policy positions for a future Democrat president. Each candidate running now presumably already has those. Rather, what the nominee can hope to get from the working group is a layout of what awaits them. For instance, I'm going to go off script here a little bit. For instance, the lowest unemployment in the history of the United States. A stock market is higher than it's ever been in the history of the stock market. We're not at war with any country. I mean, that's some things to deal with. Democrats are going to get us back in war. But let's go back to this. A new president has to overturn other Trump moves. So they're going to try to overturn some of Trump's policies, like the, no unemployment, nobody that needs a job, that wants a job can find a job right now. But the Democrats want to change that. They want unemployment up to around 15%. So anyway, that is what's going on with Politico and what they're writing about. And as far as they're concerned, Trump is out, Elizabeth Warren is in, and it's over, people. It's over. Here it is, January the 29th, and the election's in November. And Politico says that, it looks like Elizabeth Warren is setting up to take over the office of the president, and it's going to be fantastic. So you guys have a fantastic day. I'll have more news for you later.